Hello everybody, this is Alex from Hardcore Guys, bringing you my run for Metroid Zero Mission on hard. And, yeah, no item upgrade. We're doing part 12, Super Missile. Sorry about the click of the mouse in the beginning. I edited this video and I edited out the first 5 seconds I'm supposed to keep so that I can prepare to have, get ready for commentary and also cut out the mouse click at the beginning of videos. So this will be hopefully one of only the few videos that do that for. And, honestly, this is not really much of a guide or, at this point in time with Hardcore, I've lost that feeling of being too professional for the channel. So, I mean, in all fairness, even if something does happen mid-video or whatever, like, who really cares? The fact that I'm getting it over with and getting it done with is more important than not, I guess you could say, at the end of the day. And then after this one, we only got about 6 more power-ups to go, and we still have Ridley, Mother Brain. We have actually another boss fight in here, funny enough. I think we have 2 boss fights. Yeah, we have 2 boss fights we have to do. We have to do the plant boss, which I don't know what that one's called. Spore Spawn from Super Metroid, probably. I don't know. This thing right here sucks a little bit too, but I'm so glad that the devs thought of this. They're like, you know what? You need at least 2 missiles to get through this section. So when they cut down your missiles in half for this run, they at least allow you to have 2 missiles, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, you gotta fight this larva thing. And then after that, we have to fight the giant wasp. I think that one's called Inago or whatever its name was. I think that's what it's technically called. But yeah, this fight, not too difficult. It is a little annoying that the Ripper tends to kind of just unfreeze a little too fast, in my opinion. I think that's just like a Zero Mission thing, where I feel like in Super Metroid or whatever, they didn't unfreeze too quickly. But I don't know. I don't know which game it was, but there was one of them that I felt like them being frozen lasted just long enough for you to do whatever you needed to do. But anyway, yeah, again, not a tough boss. You just kind of have to jump around and shoot this section, a couple of times. It doesn't take too many missiles to kill. And they spawn so much little spore thingies that if you were to get hit or need missiles, then you should have plenty to get your hands on them. Or you should have plenty enough to eventually, get your health back, get your missiles back or whatever. That kind of thing. Get your life back on track, I guess you could say. Off topic, but yesterday I saw, not me, but my friend saw, because we went to a game store that's not, we went to another one that's kind of, not out of the way, but, a good 20-minute drive, maybe something like that away. And at this game store, we saw that there were actual Pokemon. Well, he said he saw Pokemon Red, Ruby, and something else. Well, he's like, I saw Pokemon games for Game Boy. I'm like, what? I'm like, is there any there that I would give a shit about? And he's like, yeah, I saw Fire Red, and I saw Ruby, and I'm like, oh shit, Then we come to find out that they're just fake copies. The store thankfully told us, like, yeah, they're actually not real Nintendo licensed copies or whatever, but I don't know how much they were. They didn't have any any stickers on them or nothing that said like, hey, this is how much this is or whatever. So I thought that was kind of odd. I could have asked this, I would have to do all the asking, of course. I could have asked, how much are they selling for, but I was also worried about the fact that, like, if I bought these, will Nintendo get mad? No, but I was worried more so, are they going to work on my Retron? Because, like, the only way I'm really going to realistically play them is through my Retron. I mean, I have a DS. I can play them on that, most likely. But even then. And the other thing I was worried about, too, is there's no price tag. So they can price it at whatever the fuck they want. They can lie to you and just tell you, like, yeah, it's like $200 fucking. And we're both like, yeah, fuck that. It's probably like a couple $100 for these stupid fucking games. They got these fake. Well, the thing is, they are the actual games themselves, but they're not the actual official Nintendo versions of the game. So everything is still there. Everything's still intact. However, you're not buying an official Nintendo version. That's where the main issue comes from. It's good that they tell you ahead of time, like, these are actual, not real technical copies, but you can still play them as if they were a real copy, which is great. Because at that point, why would you fucking buy it if it's not playable in the first damn place? So we just said fuck all that, and didn't even bother with it. It would have been cool to have Ruby, because Ruby is playable on my Retron, though. Sapphire is not. I do have Sapphire, thank God. I used to have Ruby when I was a kid, and then I got rid of it. No, I think I lost it. That's what it was. It was one of the two. Either I got rid of it or I lost it. I know for Mega Man Battle Network 4, Blue Moon, I sold that one to get Red Sun, because I thought I was like, oh wow, I want Red Sun's souls. And little did I know that I actually cared more about Blue Moon's souls than I did Red Sun, so oops. But for Ruby, I think I might have lost it, actually. I don't know. And then I eventually bought Sapphire and just enjoyed the hell out of that. The same game, technically speaking, yes, but my favorite color is blue, so it kind of made sense to have that. And I do have Sapphire, thankfully. I wish I had Emerald, but it's what it is. So real quick, to kind of go over this boss fight real fast. So I'm gonna do a little trick that I learned. I didn't catch this from anybody else. It's just something that I'm not saying that I came up with this little trick. It's just I found a little, I guess you could say, a tiny little exploit area that you can hide in. So essentially, all you gotta do is just honker down over here, and the bastard will just fly over you and just hit him. And if you time it right, because he goes from the left to the right a lot faster than he would from any other direction. But if you're standing like on the bottom of a hill like this, and you just honker down, then he should fly over. I don't know if that's the intended way of doing it or not, but yeah, you can also just avoid the spike shots anyway. And again, this is one of those where I can't believe I'm saying this, but yes, I actually learned this on my own. I didn't look up anything for it or whatever. I didn't just accidentally, come across somebody's video and then just misinterpreted it. Like, this is something that, like, I was like, okay, this might actually work, and that did. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, now the only problem with this trick, though, is if you were to shoot a charge beam upward from when it's going left to right, depending on where you're at, he will fire a needle toward you, and you can accidentally blow it up. Of course, if you do blow it up, you do get, missiles out of it and stuff, so yeah. And honestly, I would argue that this is probably why Zero Missions bosses are seen as so fucking piss easy. Okay, I'm playing on hard with no upgrades, right? Like, they're still gonna have there's challenge to them, to an extent. But when it comes to it, like, Super Metroid is gonna be a lot harder, like, just right off the bat. Because, like, there's stuff like this you can do to this boss, and even Ridley, to the point where you can just no damage them relatively fine. Mother Brain, I feel like it's a lot harder to no damage unless you have missiles on hand to make the fight go a little bit faster. So that at least helps with that part of it. But for this particular fight in general, it's like, yeah, I can just honker down here. I can pretty much just do whatever, and well, yeah, practically just cover all bases for the most part. I don't have to worry too much about anything. And then with Ridley, I had to look up, like, is there a better way to fight Ridley? And I did, and I found somebody that did a better job at fighting Ridley than I would have. And that's, again, where when I get to that video, I'm going to give credit, and I'm going to link the YouTube video in question that I found. So that way people know, okay, here you go. Because it just feels wrong if I didn't do it. I don't know. It's just a me thing. I know there's tons of people out there that don't give credit and shit, which I understand why some people just don't. Sometimes we just forget or just don't know what the original poster was. But if you do know, you might as well just do it. Especially if you're one of those that likes to post porn art in your thumbnails, you might as well just give the link. Or not the link, but at least the artist name or something. Because I'm a gooner too, goddammit, I need my porn. Yeah, even though this fight is a little bit irritating, a little bit long, it's not, like, incredibly long. It's probably, like, the longest part of this video, to be fair. Like, this is the entire chunk of it. This is why it took longer than it should have. Because this is roughly about, like, a 10-minute video, and, like, 6 minutes of that's probably most likely fighting this ass wipe. So here's the annoying part, though. As far as I can tell, because I was just waiting to see if he was going to come back, if I'm right, I think you're supposed to run to the left where the super missile's at, where his eggs are at, so that way he'll just run into it, and you gotta be careful with it. And funny enough, I kind of fudged up, and I got into Morph Ball like an idiot and didn't realize, like, well, I had a reaction time right there. I'm like, oh shit, he's coming. Whoa. So I had a reaction time right there. God damn, I keep choking my own spit. It's because I keep talking all the damn time. I keep catching myself talk too much. But yeah, there you go. That's pretty much that entire fight. That super missile. We only have one. That's our cap for the entire game. It's not impossible to play with one because one super missile, I think, is worth at least 5 missiles, I believe. So there's that. And then just in case, I'm just going to go ahead and open the door. You know, get that open and locked for later. And then, you know, just save the game. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all next time for some more Metroid Zero Mission. And of course, as always, take care, everybody.